Hello, and this is going to be my half combo guide. And the reason it's a half combo guide is because it's more of a guide on how to follow up on getting CCs off that you're likely to get off in succession. I don't really want to make it just, oh, do these combos, because when people hear, oh, this is the best combo or the highest damage combo, they kind of limit themselves to just trying to do that combo, but that's not really how it works in PvP, in actual PvP, because synthetic combos are either too risky, have tolerances that are too tight, or are impractical. Like, you won't always be able to get a knockdown off to start a combo, for example. So, this will again mainly be a guide on the CCs that you get off and how to follow up on them. So I will start with knockdown, since we have a nice amount of that. Knockdown and stiffen into knockdown, since it'll essentially function the same. If you get a fireball explosion, you generally want to do filler skills followed by a knockdown extender, followed by more fillers, followed by a finisher. And you'll just have to improvise if some of the stuff is on cooldown. So again, and a little bit faster, but I won't have the meteor, would be stiffen, knockdown. He resisted it, so I will wait for the meteor, because it's so much cooler with that. I'll also do it with speed spell. And this is going to be an example of a really kind of ideal one, that won't always be practical. So anyways, stiffen, knockdown, filler, extender, that is really nice. Now what you want to avoid doing would be something like getting a knockdown and then doing a floating or something that really just wastes the knockdown because it doesn't last as long. And they just get up, so remember, knockdown, fillers, knockdown again to extend it, fillers, finisher. And when I say fillers, I really just refer to a non-CC skill that won't CC them when they're knocked down, or a non-CC skill or one that won't CC them when they're knocked down, or if it will CC here's a good example of what not to do. Don't do a knockdown followed by this residual lightning, because this will do a bound. So this residual lightning has to be saved for after the second knockdown. What was I doing now? Oh yeah, next CC. Stiffen. This one will be very specific to the different stiffens we can get off. This lightning storm that's hotkeyable does an immediate stiffen from range, and then you can follow up with a rub on fireball for knockdown. However, some people who are good at getting out of it, like Sorks, for example, and this one's kind of desyncy, so don't try to rely too much on it. If you're at around max range, they may be able to get out of it, so you won't be able to do a slow moving rub on fireball. You'll have to rely on a second stiffen and eating both of your CC attempts of that fireball, but it's better than not getting it off at all. So it would be like that into a knockdown, because it's two stiffs into a knockdown. And then just continue as you normally would from a knockdown. A single knockdown is kind of more forgiving. Now the other stiffen, I wish I didn't get rid of stiffen on this Ursus ones, but is the earthquake stiffen. That's pretty simple follow up with a knockdown and then typical stuff. Now other, I should do floating now, because I know I'll forget about it if I don't do floating now. So anyways, floating. You actually have a lot more possibilities with floating than you had before, like a whole lot more. Because we're, well, a lot faster now. So for example, before you, I'll just show you a really cool example. So you can actually float them into a cancelled meteor into the normal extension things. And like imagine, just imagine how nice it is. Now you'll be able to do it tomorrow, or maybe today if you don't see this video and you already have succession. But yep, it's pretty cool, isn't it? So you don't need to do that because a lot of times you'll get a float off and won't be confident in it. So you'll pause a bit, but yeah, like that. You'll pause a bit. Oh, I don't have time for a meteor. That's fine. I can still extend with something like that. So don't limit yourself just to the more ideal combo, because a lot of times that's not what you want to do, because you either absorb more risk for it. A lot of times more ideal ones do entail more risk. Like example, how a lot of people say, oh, after someone's bound, you want to try to stiffen them when they get up. That's not going to go very well for you if they resist the stiffen. So yeah, sometimes safer is nicer. What else about float? I think float's pretty straightforward. The same general rules of don't waste. Unless you really need the evasion debuff, don't waste your second CC attempt when they're floated. I'm pretty sure it still trips. Yeah. If it hits them in midair. So yeah, the typical rules for that. Did I say earthquake stiffen yet? Yeah, I did. So anyways. Now, moving on to bound that you'll get. You probably won't do residual to bound, but on your voltaic, if you bound someone, a nice follow-up is the simple knock them down after it. And then lots of damage. That's the main thing for that. Bound is again pretty straightforward. If you want to be really risky, you could try to stiffen them when they get up and go for something even more, but that's really up to you. Now, what's next? Oh, how did I forget my favorite CC of freeze? Actually, I want to do that one last. I'll do stun now. So because we do have this one similar to Witch Rob on, we can stun them. Now stun's kind of weird. You almost have to treat it more, it's not really ideal. You can't cancel it with like multi-arrow easily by just holding the ability. So you can try to dodge out, do a single multi-arrow and then CC them is what I might try to do. Or you can just treat it kind of like a stiffen and go straight into another CC. Stun's pretty, I don't really like stun as a wizard. Maybe that's just me though. So anyways, on to freeze now. The nicest CC. So if you freeze someone, here are a couple cool options with it. If it's a high evasion target, and you have your Aqua Gel, absolutely do not do Voltaic, because it's going to bound them in the freeze and eat your CC. But if you freeze them, and you do, okay, I will do a successful freeze, not an unsuccessful one. Successful is much nicer. So if you do a successful freeze into Aqua Gel, then you still have time to extend after the freeze breaks, and that does terrible things to high evasion people. I really shouldn't give people advice on how to kill my evasion build, but anyways. Oh yeah, the other thing I really enjoy after a freeze, so you know how you lose your lava field and poison, but I don't care about poison because that's for witches and this is a wizard guide. And actually, I will do a short segment of witch guide at the end. So anyways, let me show you one of my favorite things to do after freeze, after my guinea pig gets rid of this person. Nice. Uh-oh, he's getting double teamed. Guess I'll kill them both. No, I'll just kill my guinea pig. How inconvenient. Oh well. Maybe they'll be happy if they kill us both once. I'll get up slowly, quietly, and teleport far away. Oh, sweet. So, anyways, after a freeze, you can actually get this blizzard off and treat it kind of like you would your lava, but of course that's kind of oops, that's kind of risky. It's less risky if you have your speed spell. The nice thing about this blizzard is it does an AP minus 16 debuff and a movement speed minus 30%. So it's definitely, you're counting on getting the freeze off, and it is definitely a little bit risky. But it's still a very viable and very nice thing to do. I'll do it again when my thingy is ready. I guess I have to wait for speed spell. Nah, I don't quite have to wait for speed spell. Actually, I'll do it this way. This way's going to be really cool. Yeah, that's a much more reliable one. That's not really risky if I use the raw bomb to extend rather than the fireball, so I guess I just shouldn't have used the fireball. I have a habit of doing fireball because when I put add-on on it, it's going to have 10% cast speed. Oh yeah. I forgot about my witch guide for witch combos. Not done yet. We already have. There we go. I have to go back to Histria for a sec for my witch guide. Uh-oh. So anyways, to talk a little bit about witch combos, I can simulate being a witch. On my wizard. Okay, here we go. So witch combos are a little bit more limited, I think, than wizard combos. Unless they fix the thingy. So here we'll do witch combos. I'm glad I have this earth response, as this one has a soft cooldown instead of a hard cooldown. It's like a soft gummy cooldown. Oops. I guess that wasn't the best skill to use now, was it? Uh-oh, is Mipongo fighting him again? Nope. Okay. I have to sneak past them. Oh, he's getting ooked on. Uh-oh. I will show an actual real-world PvP against them. My, thingy. Oh yes, okay, so the witch combo. An example of how to follow up on a knockdown for a witch combo would be a single lightning into a residual, and then try to run away, but they're probably going to kill you because you're slow. And how to follow up on a freeze would be a meteor that will go as the freeze breaks, but then they'll just get up and kill you. So another way that you could do it if you're a witch is do your slow voltaic, and you bound them, and then you do your raw bomb fireball. Oh, oops, I forgot. Witch doesn't have raw bomb fireball, so what you could do is you could do a voltaic into a fireball explosion if you like to do the risky stiffen. Or another thing that you could do if you want to feel more like a wizard and not get the voltaic is you could not get the voltaic, but then you wouldn't have a bound. Let's see, what else can witch do? I guess after a floating, witch could do a couple magic arrows maybe. But that's going to be difficult if it's against a high DP target. So if you don't want to use your magic arrows, let me think. This one's kind of hard. I guess a witch just shouldn't do floating, and you should use the other earth response, as that puts you farther away. Oops, that's earthquake. You should use the other earth response, as that puts you farther away from your target. And it also does a longer range attack. Okay, let me think about more witch things. Witch combo. I guess... Okay, I know. You could learn the other blizzard and teleport away and use the other blizzard against them. It actually does a lot of damage. The problem is, it's pretty easy for him to move out of this combo, though he is slowed a little bit, which is nice. Sorry, I don't really have much witch information. A lot of people were asking me to do a witch one also, and I guess this is the best that I can do. I guess witch could do an earthquake. into... Oh, I know. You could do a Earthquake. The best part about Witch is you don't have to worry about the cooldown thing. You can just do, like, an ability, and then by the time you're done the ability, you're almost ready to use the ability again. It's a nuisance as a wizard having to worry about all of your stuff being on cooldown, so that's why I think Witch is so much nicer. I wouldn't do a float. I would do an Earthquake, Stiffen, into a Lightning Stun, into a Residual, and then you can run away. That one actually did a lot of damage compared to the other ones. So yes, that is my final Witch combo. That is, I think, the best Witch combo I'll be able to do. My favorite part is this is actually about the same cast speed that Witch has. But don't worry, if you're a Witch you can dodge and then do your cast. So yes, that is my combo half guide for both Witch and Wizard, and I hope you enjoy it. And maybe I'll have a little bit more information when I have learned it better. Nope, that's still faster than Witch. Nice. I guess I should probably talk if you have the other meteor. I don't like it quite as much though, to be honest. So yeah, I guess I'll just go now and talk about it more when I actually have Succession Wizard. Because I'm just on test server now, because it's not here yet. It's going to be here really soon.